everybody, Brandy here from Itty Bitty Berry Farm. Welcome to our second video ever, and I promise these will get better as we go. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make elderberry syrup. When we first started telling everyone that we were going to start a berry farm, we of course started getting a lot of recommendations, and one of those recommendations was to grow elderberries. After doing a little bit of research on the elderberry, it said that the plant itself was poisonous, the stems were poisonous, you couldn't eat the berry, and we have a lot of kids, so that wasn't really a plant that I thought that we should have around the property. But then we had a family member kind of fall ill with some nerve pain, and after doing some research trying to figure out how we could maybe help them, elderberry kind of kept popping up again. And now we are, actually it's January 1st, Happy New Year. And, but when we were doing this research, it was, fall and the flu season was starting to come along. And from what we were reading, that elderberry syrup can be very healing, actually cut the flu time in half, or even prevent it if you're taking it kind of on a consistent basis. So after reading all that, thought, well, okay, maybe we should give this a try. So I've never even seen an elderberry in person. So this is a first all the way around for me. So other benefits of the elderberry itself, they say that it can support heart health. It has a variety of anti-diabetes, anti-cancer, anti-inflammatory effects as well. It's also very high in vitamin C, fiber, antioxidants. It's considered a real super berry also, possibly even better than the goji berry. But again, most popular in fighting cold and flu. So the recipe that I'm using today also includes cinnamon, ginger, ground cloves, and local raw honey. Cinnamon is also known to be an antioxidant, another anti-inflammatory, improves insulin sensitivity, helps lower blood sugar. Ginger helps with nausea, muscle pain, another anti-inflammatory. And then raw honey, as an antioxidant, antibacterial, also helps with digestive issues. So the recipe that I'm using, I actually got from Jess over at Roots and Refuge Farm. There are tons of different recipes that you can find online. Hers actually also includes rose hips, which I don't have, and I actually forgot to look for them, so I'm just leaving that out. But again, there's a lot of different versions out there. Just kind of, look around and see, the other things that you might want to add. Every ingredient basically serves a purpose, though, and this is kind of along those lines of course, food is healing, and the better stuff you put into your body, the better you're going to feel. So again, I don't have fresh berries, but I did order these from Star West Botanicals on Amazon. This is a 1 pound bag, and it was only like $22. And from what I've seen is, a full bottle, like a 5-ounce bottle of elderberry syrup, can run you the same amount, about $23, $24 on Amazon. You might be able to find it cheaper, but this bag is going to make a heck of a lot more than just 5 ounces. So, and basically what you're doing is, with the syrup, you're going to be taking about maybe a tablespoon a day as an adult, maybe a teaspoon as a child. You wouldn't want to give this to children under 1 because of the raw honey in there. And again, make sure and consult your physician if you are taking any medications. I'm no doctor, but I know that this may interact with certain medications. So just make sure and check with your physician to make sure that this is okay for you. So anyway, again, not having ever even seen an elderberry, I was waiting until this video to actually open the bag. So let's see in here. Oh, wow. Okay, so these are really tiny berries. I don't know if you can see that very well, but they are super tiny. I'm told that even when they're on the elderberry bush, they're also quite small. They grow in little clusters, and that, yeah, it takes quite a few to make this. And I can even see maybe some of these little stems in here. Again, stems can be toxic, and but we're gonna strain all that out anyway once this kind of cooks down. So I have already put in my saucepan here 3.5 cups of water, and I'll write the recipe out below. But 3.5 cups of water, and then I'm going to add 3/4 cups of berries. And again, these are the dehydrated berries. If you were using fresh berries, you would probably want to, you'd want to at least double it, if not more. I'm not sure what the comparison is there, but I know, again, just from what I've read, some people that have used the fresh berries, you just need a lot. So again, that's the dried version, 3/4 cup of berry. You would also use 3 cinnamon sticks, which I didn't have cinnamon sticks, so I'm going to use 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. I'm just going to add all that in there. 1.5 teaspoons, and then 2 tablespoons of fresh ginger. This I just got in the produce section instead of messing around with doing it myself, and it smells really great. So 2 tablespoons of ginger. I don't think you really don't need to worry about being exact or anything with your recipe. And then we're also doing ground cloves. You can use fresh cloves also. For this one, I'm going to use 1 teaspoon. So 1 teaspoon of ground cloves, and that is it. We're not going to add the honey yet, because once honey, if you get it heated up too hot, then it loses all of its beneficial properties. So I am going to just give this a quick little stir, and then we're going to bring it to a boil, and then turn it down, and then just let it simmer. This smells really great, by the way. We'll just let it simmer for about 45 minutes, or until it's reduced by about half, and then we're going to strain it out and put it in some bottles to put in the fridge. Again, from what I've read, just being in the habit of, you know, every night before bed or every morning, the whole family just kind of taking like I said, a tablespoon a day. If you start to feel kind of crummy, not very good, you can always increase your dosage and kind of just take it throughout the day, and you know, 3 to 4 times a day to help prevent it. Or if you do happen to get sick, again, you know, a tablespoon 3 to 4 times a day. So I'm just going to let this kind of simmer. Okay, so here it's been about 45 minutes, and I just wanted to show you what this looks like now. We started out with 3.5 cups of water, and we needed it to reduce by half. So I think we are good to go. So now we just have to wait for it to cool down to where we can handle it. And then I'm going to strain this all out with a cheesecloth, and then add the honey. And if I didn't mention it before, I did mean to say that the elderberry is fine once it's actually been cooked. It just has to reach temperature, and then it's completely fine to eat. And the flowers are also actually used for tea and things like that. So Anyway, we're just gonna wait for this to cool down and then I'll show you what happens next. Okay, so I think this has cooled off enough to where I'm going to just strain it in this cheesecloth. It's got a great color to it, and the house just smells delicious. So, put this all in here. Okay, strain this out really good. So again, I did see quite a few stems and things in there, so I have a feeling maybe I should have worn gloves for this part. But we're just going to squeeze out all the liquid and then probably let it cool down just a little bit more and then add the honey just to be sure that we're able to keep all of those beneficial properties of the honey in there. You don't want the honey to get, I want to say you don't want it to reach 150 degrees or more. I'd have to look, but anyway, just to be safe. And this is straining out quite nicely. So I'm just going to finish this part and then bring you back for when I put it in the bottles. Okay, so at this point we're going to go ahead and add the honey in. It's pretty cooled off. And Tate took a look for me, and I guess that it's about 98 degrees is what you don't want your honey to get over, or it does significantly reduce the beneficial properties in that. So I'm just going to put that in there, and then the leftover berries that you strained out, you can give those to your chickens or put them in your compost or something. So we will throw those out to the goats. We don't have any chickens currently because we have a bird dog that would most likely love to eat them. So I think this will take a minute to kind of melt this honey in here. Again, it was pretty cooled off, and but it just smells so delicious. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put it in a bottle like this and keep it in the fridge. You can keep it in the fridge up to 3 months and it's fine. You could probably can this maybe also, but I don't know how that would work with, if you did like a hot bath, and because again, you would then be heating up that honey in there and possibly again losing some of those properties. So I didn't do too much more research on that part of it because I knew I wasn't going to can it. We're going to put this in the fridge. Again, it's January 1st. The flu is going around up here, so we will all be doing a tablespoon of this each night. Again, this was kind of a smaller batch just because it was the first time doing it, and but I do have a lot of berries left, so I'll definitely be doing that some more. But I just want to show you the color in this is just beautiful also. That's kind of it's just this really dark, rich color. So from what I've heard is, when you're using fresh berries, if you kind of know that you haven't used enough, if it doesn't have this dark, rich color. So pretty excited. Again, it's just really, it's beautiful. It's like a little bit darker than a grape juice and smells delicious. And actually, let's give it a quick little try. If I can find a spoon. Let's give it a taste and see what it tastes like. You can really taste the honey in there, and the ginger. You kind of taste the honey first, then the ginger and the elderberry. So Having not had an elderberry before, I think it's kind of like a tart, kind of blackberry-ish. But again, you cannot eat them raw. You have to cook them. Once they're cooked, they're completely safe and super good for you. So thank you guys for watching, and please subscribe to the channel if you want to see kind of how we progress, and share the video, like the video, all that good stuff, and we'll see you next time.